Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Men's Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Sean Nadlin. And Coach, first off, congratulations. The news coming out that you have been named the head coach of the Team USA Under-20 group that will be playing in South Korea for the World Championships. We congratulate you. Quite an honor.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Spiro. Excited, for sure.
When are the games?
2025, middle of July.
So when will you start gathering a team together?
Tryouts will be the end of June this coming summer, and then kind of move along in the process from there.
Any Tigers get an inside track?
Find out.
Well, again, congratulations. It's quite an honor, and I know you played in those games, so now you get to coach. I don't know how many guys have been able to do that.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing experience to be a part of as a player. Been a part of the evaluation process since then, so it's just an amazing experience to be a part of, your country's national team process, and to be able to be the head coach now of the U20 team is going to be a really fun experience.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in the future with that team in 2025. All right, Tigers last week taking on Hofstra at Johnny Unitas Stadium. You have to win to keep pace with Delaware for first place in the conference, and you guys came out. You're trailing 3-2, and then all of a sudden, explosion. You outscore them 8-0 in the second quarter, and at one point had a 15-5 lead before eventually winning 15-11. What changed there that Hofstra had that one-goal lead, and then you guys went on that run?
I think we just caught fire, honestly. Possession started going our way. Offensively, we really started slinging the ball, moving, dodging more aggressively, and being able to take, strong shots that we finished. Guys were able to put it in the back of the net. Joaquin, had a few in that run. So it was just good to see our offense where we struggled, obviously, against Stony Brook, putting the ball in the back of the net, really come back alive in the game, but especially during that stretch.
Chop Gallagher, named Offensive Player of the Week in the CAA. He had 3 goals. He had 3 assists. Chop really has come on this year.
Yeah, he's been awesome, just doing everything that we're asking of him. He's a guy that has to do a lot for us. He's initiating the dodges. He's working off ball. He's playing man up. He's great in the ride. So he's, his body of work has really been impactful for us. Great to see him do so well in the game, score in different capacities, and it's a credit to his work. He's one of the hardest working guys on the team.
And then Luke Downs, again, another good performance for a long stretch in that game to help you build that 15-5 lead.
Yeah, solid stretch, and then right towards the end too, when they were making that push, he was able to get a couple big saves so that they couldn't get it to 15-12 or 15-13. So it was really good for us there. I know he wanted a few back that got him off the right pipe a little bit, something he was a little frustrated with after the game. So it's good to have a goalie that cares that much.
During the game, early on, they were winning faceoffs, and you made a move from Matt Constantinides to Moreno and then went back to Matt, and he seemed like a completely different player after taking 2 or 3 faceoffs off.
Yeah, Matt just looked like he wasn't in rhythm, was struggling a little bit, and their faceoff guy, Patterson's very good, so we knew that going in, and that's something that you do with faceoff guys or just players in general. If especially a guy like Matt, who's proven to be pretty solid, if he's not quite settled in or feeling to be productive, you gotta let him catch their breath a little bit, let him just calm down, collect himself, which he did. Rocco went out there, did well, and we were kind of riding that wave a little bit, and then a couple of procedures, and I felt like Matt was obviously ready to go back in, whenever he was needed, and he did. And again, I think he just needed that moment to collect himself and be able to get back out there.
Do you guys say something to him when on the sideline? I know Coach Schilling has worked with the face-off guys forever. Do you guys say something to Matt on the sideline?
Yeah, when he comes off, I tell him, rock.
Things that you can tell us?
Yeah, no, 100%. He knows, like, our guys are pretty intuitive, right? They know if they're not playing well or up to their level. So with Matt, it was just, letting him know that Rocco was taking the next one. I told him, take a breath, collect yourself, be ready to go for the next time. So.
All right, this week the Tigers take on Hampton. By the way, you keep inching your way up the charts here in the top 20, which is good to see. This week you take on Hampton, a team that has not won a game this year and really hasn't been competitive in many of their games. What do you do to keep your guys focused this week?
We really, especially coming out of the Stony Brook game where I feel like we got away from, being able to play to the best of our ability, kind of shifting our focus back to really being prepared for our opponent, but also recognizing, what we do and how we do it is really what's most important. I think we're at a place where our players, we know who's doing what for us and kind of their roles, really trying to amplify those and to amplify our productivity. So again, it's continuing to focus on us, cleaning up our play all over the field, offensively, defensively, shooting, clearing, middle of the field with face-offs. It's really just trying to focus on those little areas, those little tweaks that you need to continue to improve, continue to challenge your guys to be better, along with understanding who you're playing and what they do and how we need to attack that and defend it at the same time. But ultimately, recognizing what our strengths are and how we're going to use those.
All right, well, the Tigers will take on the Pirates 12 o'clock on Saturday. I'll have the call for you starting at 11:45 on TowsonTigers.com. So for the newly named under-20 national coach for the United States, Sean Nadlin, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Men's Lacrosse Report.